Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. So we are now adding employee master record into the table, right? Into the Excel table, and using the table functionality which we described in previous video. So we have converted the employee master in a form of table already. Okay, now any entry in this uh, will come in here in the blank rows beneath the table, and the system will automatically take it into the table, right? So as you can see, the table has its own advantage, that as soon as you enter anything immediately below the table, what would happen? It would extend the table boundary, right? It will be adopted into the table automatically. You don't have to extend the range, right? So let's remove it. So, but we should when we are developing the system, we should make sure that we don't enter anything directly into the table. It should be through the user should do it through the interface, right? So employee master has it, so it automatically takes the employee master records, and when you double click on any, for example, on any so it is going to let me remove this so that you don't have to write. Okay, so it will pick everything into the form, and then you can make any changes to an addition. Okay, and say, for example, you may put here just to see that it takes it on a, so update it. So we say update, yes, it is updated. Now you click close. Okay, and you verify that the X is there, right? So this is an editing mode. Now to add a new record, you can use an existing most closest record which you want to copy. Keep your cursor in here, and for example, you want this. Okay, and then you want to add a new employee. So let's say you say 33, or for example. Okay, so as soon as you press 33, this enables. Otherwise, it was disabled. And you say anything which is already there, it is not enabled. As soon as you enter a new ID, it means you want to add a new record. Okay, you will click add in here, and it will do that. So it has taken these the data which you want to copy. For example, put a new name here. We make an X in here just to see that this is our new employee, right? We have added. Okay, and right. Okay, then what we do is we click update here. Okay, so it is going to be updated. Okay, it will give you the message that do you want to update it? Okay, click OK, yes, and it is updated. Okay, and you can see on the background that TTG and these X quotas, it is appearing. Okay, and this is how you add a new record. And to see the code, I get back to you in a short. So as you can see that this is the new record which you have just now added into the employee master, right? And to see how it works, you can close down, and we can take you to the view code, right? In the view code, you have a form here, employee master. In this form, when you click something, so it checks whether it should enable the add new record button or disable it. Okay, so if the code which you enter is found, then it remains false, means this will remain disabled. And as soon as you enter anything which is not found in the employee table, so it will enable it. It means you want to add a new record. Okay, and then you go to here. When you click, you can double click on it to see the code which is being used in here. So it takes into the account, and it writes it's a flag. It tells whether whether you are adding or editing. Okay, so in the interface KL1 K1 and L1, we have this information that tells what to do in whether you have to add a record or edit a record. Okay, so for adding this record, this procedure will take it will go to the table and go to the leftmost sheet row, and in that row it is going to give add an entry, whatever the number which you have used, if that is the employee ID, it is written on the leftmost line. As soon as it is written, so the table is automatically extended to the next row, and then the rest of the procedure is same of the display and edit system, right? So we have a common form, as we explained in our previous video, that that is used to edit or display the details of a selected employee. So this is how it is being done, and I hope you liked it, and we will further make enhancement and proceed to the other entries or in the system, like adding a new purchase order, or adding a new product, or adding a new customer, or etc. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, viewers. We have shown you how you can add into the employee master table using the interface, and let's talk about the validation, because whenever there is an issue in front of a developer that a record entry is required, so while developing, not only that it is his job to ensure the data is entered, but also this is the this has to be considered as an important agenda and important time and thing, which has to be the responsibility of the developer, that the data is valid. The validation check are often important, is often required by the users and by the system in order for the proper functioning of the system. Otherwise, there will be the errors, and there will be the problems with respect to the acceptability of the system. So for a higher rank of credibility of the system and acceptability of the users, there have to be the validations properly in place. So what to do? Let's revise that what we have done. We, in our previous, we have entered this a new employee record. That was fine. We made it different so that it should not be the same. So this is a manually we are making sure that the records are not duplicate. One employee has only one record. Otherwise, the name of the employee has to be a bit different, a little different. So duplication is the first validation issue which has to be checked. So to do this, we need a column. There are different ways of doing it. My way of doing is that I would enter a validation check column in here. That would be true if all the records are valid, and false as soon as a false appears here, it means there is a problem. The data entry is not valid. So what we have to do is enter a new column here. So we say is valid. If it is valid, so this is the column. You see the beauty of the column. The column, the data table is automatically extended to the column. A new column has already been introduced. And here we will write only one formula, and that would be sufficient for the validation and the start. Okay, we do it later on. We can make it further enhancement, and more validation checks can be. This one cell can do a lot of work for you for validation, right? Okay, so just want to check if so let's say COUNTIF, right? COUNTIF, right? And we want to COUNTIF what? So in the COUNTIF, we write the range where we want to count. We count, and we take the entire column, right? We take the entire column here. Okay, so, and what is the criteria we want today is this. We want this. Okay, and if it is greater than 1, yeah, if this is greater than 1, then not valid. If this counting is greater than, sorry, is greater than 1, then invalid. Okay, so we say not valid. Not valid. Otherwise, we leave everything blank. Okay, right. So if this is greater than 1, then valid, otherwise as soon as we enter in here, so this will be all blanks, means nothing is appearing. As soon as we remove this X and this X, you would see this should, because this is not through the formula, it should come with the formula. Okay, so we run this as a formula, right? So this is not valid. So the last one has to be deleted. If we make correction in one, this issue will itself go away, right? So this is how we do the counting, right? And we also can do one thing. We in one of them is not, the both are invalid. Only one is invalid. So what we will do, we will use this formula. Instead of entire T, we will use T1, yeah, T1, and we make it F4 here, yeah, and until the T2 here, yeah, and we will make it T2, T2, right. In the T2, we will press F4 once. That is, we want this row factor to be relative. We don't want the T should be absolute, but 2 should be relative, right? So until this F8. So we press F4 here. So T should be absolute, and 2, the row fraction, the row part should be relative. Okay, that's it. So now when we click it, now we have adjusted it to make sure that only one is valid, the other is fine, right? So the most recent one, which one is not valid, it will be shown to you, right? So this is how we do the validation, and then we can use this in our code. While entering it, it will make sure two things. One is that this formula is entered throughout the table, right? And the other thing is that this formula is also covered, right? Is adjusted in, and after this is entered, it is examined. If not valid is appearing, then it will not allow this entry, and it will remove this entry. Okay, so this is how it is done. We will show this to you in the next video. Thank you.